Welcome back to the channel. Out here in the frozen tundra of Chesapeake, Virginia. Kind of a slow, boring day at the house. So, when there's nothing going on, go to Target. So this is going to be a Target walkthrough. This is not so unfamiliar territory for me. When you have a teenage daughter, you end up in here a lot. So we'll just scan some stuff, do a little window shopping. Maybe, just maybe, this is something you'll enjoy.
One good thing about most Targets have Starbucks. Now this is the dollar section over here. I always say the dollar section, but it's really never a dollar. It's more like $5. Get yourself a charcuterie board. So that seems to be the going thing now, is to put a bunch of different meats and veggies on a board. A lot of these things I'm unfamiliar with, why you would want overnight oats container and spoon, in case you're going somewhere overnight and you need to contain your oats. Now this is kind of cool. The pencil sharpener with the feet there. Set that up there like that. $5 analog clock there for those who could still read those types of clocks. Some bathroom items. Get the little crab guy. Guess you put your soap in there, not sure. And your classic rubber duckies. These are actually $1. So if you got little ones, bathtub toys here, different ones. Your BFF. That's a fairly priced desk lamp. It's got a works off of a little USB. That's a $5 desk lamp. Now these charms here, get these charms here. I see the kids are putting these on their Crocs now. You get the $1. You get yourself 4 of these charms. You got different ones, dogs and sports related ones. This is interesting. So this is a mold tray for the freezer where you pour the water in. You get the different shapes of ice where you can drop inside of a giant cups that people like to carry now. Yeah, here we go. So that's how it works. Silicone. Pops in pretty quick. $5. $5 for that. I think that's worth it.
Gentlemen, for the ladies in your life, Valentine's Day is quickly approaching us. We will be caught off guard. The subtle reminders, you can pop in here last minute. I'm sure they'll have a lot of these sitting around. Don't wait too long. $15 bouquets. Get yourself a separate vase to put them in. It'd be quite obvious if you walked in with the flowers wrapped, ready to go from Target. Let's make an effort this year. Let's make a valiant effort to be romantic and unique.
Target's also known for pretty cool graphic tees. The whole Wolverine Marvel universe vibe. This you can definitely find something you like in here. Hello Kitty's everywhere. You got Bluey, all the popular retro type tees. And Target's also pretty good about not being very selective on their modeling, as far as, you know, they pick like your normal type of person. You know, you got your Morgan Freeman type of guy. You got your college guy that's in shape over here. You know, they cover all the bases normally. You know, if you're that guy, they got something for you here. They got something for everybody here. That's kind of what they're trying to come across with. I see. Now we're talking. If you've seen recent videos of mine, I mean, this is something that needs to be worn and enjoyed this time of year. And, you know, this style hat, some people call it like the paperboy style, derby type, whatever. These hats here at Target, let's see, I'm not sure what the price on these. Oh, here we go. So 18 bucks. That's a good looking cap. So for roughly 30 bucks, they've got a Moana 2 soundtrack album. That's pretty neat. And depending on what you're into, you know, they got vinyl, roughly 40 bucks a pop, from the 90s, some of the 80s, very best of the Beach Boys. I mean, you can find a lot of this in a thrift store, but for a gift idea, you know, there's Mufasa, the Lion King. The vinyl's becoming more and more popular. These range anywhere from $30 to $40, depending on which one you're looking at. Swifty here. Hers is 50. Taylor Kelsey there, she's 50 bucks. In case you're wondering, they still, that's just crazy, still sell Dungeons and Dragons material. This is nuts to me. I didn't even realize that was still a thing. I'm not personally a big toy collector, but I know that these are popular. Pop Rocks figures. Got the Predator there. Beetlejuice. That's kind of cool. That's 15 bucks. And he doesn't move, so I don't think that's worth it. But I want my action figures' arms to move. It's just one of my pet peeves, like articulating elbows and wrists and things like that. Michael Myers figure with a different, that's kind of neat if you're into that. $35. So they got the Psycho Sid with the belt here. That's kind of cool. They got the Lando Calrissian, the Billy D. Williams character with the on Jabba's skiff. These are pretty pricey. Some of these 20, 30 bucks. Okay, this is awesome. This is the punk disguised Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo, Michelangelo. You got the pizza, the boombox, the bag of groceries. Pretty neat. Great collector items. You look around hard enough, you find some really cool stuff. Here's a Thundercats replica of Lion-O. Monkey-In. Here's a pretty cool one. I was a kid. By the way, these were back in the electronics section. These were not in the toy aisle, which I thought was a little odd. So if you're looking for action figures at Target, they may be hiding over here in the electronics section. Gaming system. My son's got the first or second iteration of this. It's kind of neat. Base model $429, Mac Daddy model $500. I've never seen this. This is an Xbox 360 building set. It's basically a building block, like Lego style set where you can build an Xbox 360, the game, the controller. This is crazy because it's even got like the inside of it. This is your latest iteration of the Nintendo Switch. You got the light, the OLED model, and then your basic Nintendo Switch. Okay, for 150 bucks, you can get your toddler this giant Darth Vader bot. That's interesting. These little balls full of different things. This was popular when Allison was 8, 9, 10 years old. They're still going strong. I mean, you can make your own bath bombs. You got many appliances here. Retro branding, all this packed in these little balls and everything. All right, we can never forget the Lego aisle. We gotta spend a little time here and kind of see where, you know, Lego's going with some of their marketing. Surfing truck. Those would be reasonably priced if you go with like the city branded items. You know, $20 here. Like this whole set's $80, which sounds like a lot of money, but for Lego, this is fair. You can go from skateboard to boombox to skate, 3-in-1 type situation. Here's an astronaut. You know, these range $40-50. So you got the Wednesday branded character with the house. You know, it's like the $90 for this, and you get the figures. So, you know, the figures are looking a little different here than the arms have changed. They're a little bit more detailed. It has got their Lego line out now, $55, $70 for this guy here. Not familiar with the movie, but it's going crazy. $100. Buy something like this. Here's the adventure camp. That's really cool. $70. Canoeing. You know, you're basically on a floating fortress here. Okay, here we go. $219. The Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. You get all the dwarves. It's got the tag on it. You're not just gonna waltz out of here with that. The Lion King. All right, so lest we forget the botanical collection. Legos for adults. Basically, you can buy these here at a premium and build your own. Flowers. These are very nice and intricate. This is the Home Alone house. $300. Very sought after. You know, it's got the bad guys in their vehicle. Kevin's up there on the porch. This is pretty cool addition to the collection if you're into it. For $30 you can get the Technic. That version of Legos tends to be a lot more detailed in how they move, the gears and such. Okay, I've never seen this. This is the Dark Falcon. The Dark Falcon for $180. This isn't anything I recognize as being something out of a Star Wars movie, but you know, I got the standard Millennium here, $85 for this miniature version. You know, Target stopped putting out the Commanders gear a few years ago when they switched from the Redskins to the Commanders. They were losing a lot, so I figured to see more of that now that they're winning. Highly recommend these electric scooters. These range anywhere from $300 to $600. You see a lot of the bikes now, and they are definitely worth it. Prices are starting to come down. Jurassic World playset with the dinosaurs, the Jeep, the guy with the weapon, $10. Regular $35. Everything's $30 to $70 on some of these aisles. These end caps or these little hidden spots about Target. Aquaman, $3. It doesn't look like the stud guy in the movie though. He looks a little different. Black Adam, $3. So it was like a Monopoly NBA trading card game marked down from $40 to like $12. Uses the premise of the Monopoly game but with trading cards. Now this Nerf Infinite Strike with the clip, this is one I would want. This is for $40. This one just rotates endless amount of the bullets in here, so something to think about if you're going Nerf war. You gotta keep your clip long and ready.
ready to go.
See a pretty good variety of the wrestlers here. You can get the Elite Collection.
They got the He-Man Retro Collection, $30 for the He-Man with the Cringer. Skeletor's here, he's on sale. Don't ever forget Man-at-Arms. You know, Serpentor is $20. The American Dream, son of a plumber. Dusty Rhodes, you get his different faces in there. He's $33. You're gonna pay for Dusty. He's epic. Dude Perfect is a board game. That's different. Never seen this before. I think that's gonna do it for me here at Target. I mean, I'm not really into betting or like home goods or like showing you guys every little thing here, but when it comes to toys and video games and all the fun stuff, I think I've got it covered for the day. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one.